Hey guys, what's going on? So today we're going to be talking about the latest installment of My Hero Academia, and that's chapter 272. And I usually don't cover My Hero on a weekly basis, but when stuff like this happens, I feel like I have to cover it. So go into this video remembering, spoilers are ahead. So if you're not caught up with My Hero Academia, skip this video, I don't mind. Or watch the video if you don't care about spoilers, but we have to talk about this. So as you guys all know from the previous chapter of My Hero Academia, Shigaraki is still in like a death-like state, but at the end we saw him waking up, which is extremely scary because the heroes had an opportunity to finish Shigaraki off, but they lost it because it wasn't that they were goofing around, it's just that they weren't like thorough with it. So Exless was there and he literally just could have laser beamed Shigaraki through the chest or finish destroying the capsules, and they didn't do that, and Shigaraki got a chance to wake up. And another thing to mention, we saw Shigaraki in like his vestige state where he was seeing the vestiges of like his family and All For One, and that he actually has the real All For One quirk now. So we're going to do another video talking about this, but that's going to be in a whole separate video. First we're going to focus on chapter 272. So the name of this chapter is Good Morning, and I think it fits because Shigaraki is about to wake up and go off. So we start the chapter off and we see Shigaraki waking up. It looks like this man has just had a spirit roll through him the way that he's waking up, and everything seems to be fine here. So we flip and we see Burnin, which is actually Endeavor's sidekick, like from Endeavor's hero agency, and they are on duty of evacuating the town. And we see a lot of other characters there like Bakugo, Todoroki, Froppy, and Uraraka. So they're all on evacuation duty. So Burnin mentions that this place might possibly become a war zone for the upcoming battle, so they're trying to get everyone out of there. And we see Deku is there too, and he's starting to hear voices in his head, and the voices are telling him, you need to stop him. The voices are telling him he's coming, you need to stop him. And whose voice is it? It's the voice of the first user of One For All, and he knows that Shigaraki has awakened and that all hell is about to break loose. And that just proves that in some ways All For One and One For All are connected. I did a video talking about how Deku could have All For One, so if you guys want to go check that video, I'll leave it up here somewhere and it'll be in the description below. But back into the chapter. So after Deku realizes that it's the voice of the first user says more stuff, and it's getting scary at this point because the first user says, freed from the shackles of humanity, his power now swells. And then he goes on to say, the blowback will soon be here. We don't have long to speak. A transcendence one is coming. So we have the user, the first user of One For All saying, a transcendence one is coming. That's scary. It's like they're seeing Shigaraki as a god. And by the end of this chapter, I would have to agree with him. So we see Exless with Shigaraki, and Shigaraki is now sitting up. And I must say, he's actually rocking some cool new gear. And I've heard a lot of people say this is actually the gear that Nine had. Well, it's similar to it in the Heroes Rising movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I do have to check it out. But from the poster and what I see of Nine, it does look awfully similar. So throughout this whole chapter, Shigaraki only has one line, and that line is, I'm cold. And yeah, Shigaraki, you are pretty cold. So we flip and we see a bunch of pro heroes fighting the Nomu. We see Endeavor, we see, I forgot her name, I don't know how to pronounce it fully, but I think it's Ryuji or something like that. She's the dragon lady. And then this is where the chapter takes a turn for the worse. Well, a turn for the better because, you know, this is good storytelling, but the turn for the worse for the heroes. We see Shigaraki's decay start to go off, and Shigaraki's decay, as we can see, has transcended even further. So it's not just Shigaraki touches something and it gets destroyed. No, Shigaraki touches something, whatever that something is linked to will begin to decay. So it got me thinking, Shigaraki puts his hand into the ground, it starts decaying the whole building that they're in, right? How is it going to stop? The only one that could stop this is Eraser, because it doesn't look like it's stopping at this point. So President Mike sees the decay and he looks terrified, and Ujiko is happy even though Ujiko's about to die because of Shigaraki. But just as they're about to get decayed, Gran Torino jumps and saves President Mike, and President Mike is holding Ujiko, so Ujiko's actually safe because of President Mike. And like I said, Gran Torino actually mentions here that Shigaraki's quirk is actually spreading and decaying stuff that he didn't even touch. Is this like the transcendence form of the quirk? So then we see Deku yell out the hospital, and I can't tell if it's actually decaying and he could see it decaying, or he just knows like something's bad is going on because Shigaraki is in there. He just woke up and it's about to go down. So now we see a lot of pro heroes that are about to get swallowed up by the decay. And I said it in my last My Hero review, a lot of heroes are gonna die when Shigaraki wakes up. Like, this is like Thanos level of destruction. He just snapped and he's decaying everything. So we see Ryu saying to Eraserhead, get on. And Eraser really needs to be protected because he's possibly the only one that can stop Shigaraki. But just as Eraserhead is about to escape, he gets grabbed by a Nomu, and I'm thinking, okay, this is it. He's about to get decayed. It's right behind them. But just as it's about to spread to Eraserhead, we have Crust slice the Nomu's hand off with Shoot Shield. I must say, Naofumi would be proud of this moment right here. And I must say, this is awfully sad because in doing that, he sacrificed himself, and Crust was decayed, but he didn't go down frowning. He actually went down just like a true member of the D family with a smile and a thumbs up, basically letting Eraser know, don't worry about it. I'm glad that I could save you as a pro hero. And in doing that, Crust lets the others escape, and he passes on with a tear in his eye, a smile on his face, and a thumbs up, and all the other pro heroes escape for the time being. And Aizawa seeing that Crust sacrificed himself for him, Aizawa's face is so shocked, and it really shows. If they can kill off Crust, a lot of other pro heroes are about to die, and Shigaraki just instantly wipes so many pro heroes, and even heroes in the top 10 in the matter of seconds. So we see Endeavor holding our best girl, Mariko, and he's escaping with her. So that's good. Mariko's safe, Endeavor's safe for the time being. I keep on saying these people are safe, but they're not safe because they still have to get out of the hospital. But it seems like everyone who has the ability to fly should be okay because they can actually dodge and get away from the decay quirk. And then we have Ujiko saying, you guys had us beat.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie. They had us. We weren't defeated, but they had us.
And I'm not gonna lie, the heroes did have them beat. I was so hyped for this. I was like, the heroes are going in here and they're just wrecking everything. We have Endeavor and Mariko fighting against Hayanomus. The heroes came in to back up Mariko. Everything's going well. They broke Shigaraki's capsule, but they didn't clean up Shigaraki. Everything would have been going good if a miracle didn't happen for the villains, and that miracle was Shigaraki waking up. Next, we see the Pussycat dolls running from the decay, and we see Pixie Bob turn around and use her quirk to make a wall to try to stop the decay. I feel like this would work if Shigaraki's quirk wasn't transcendent, but it didn't really help, and it literally just swallowed up her wall, and now the quirk is coming for Pixie Bob. So is she about to get decayed? Right here they don't show it, but it really does look like she is really close to it, and she is going to get decayed. We don't know. We still have to wait to find out if some of these characters died, because I saw it cutting it real close. Like, a lot of these characters were right next to the decay, and then it just flipped off and it showed someone else. We have to wait to find out what happened to a lot of these characters because we saw so many of them close to being decayed and then they just flipped off. So hopefully they're not dead, but I feel like Hirikoshi is at a point where, like, okay, Shigaraki just woke up and it's time for heads to roll or heads to be disintegrated, either one. So then the whole city starts to get decayed, and everything, it's just like a wave, it's like a tsunami of decay, and it's just destroying everything. We have Ujiko saying, all of your work in progress was building towards this day, but now we witness a miracle. Like I said, and the miracle is exactly what they got with Shigaraki waking up. And then he goes on to say, or something even greater, plus Ultra Shigaraki has awakened. So, plus Ultra Shigaraki has awakened, huh? And I think Ujiko is saying plus Ultra because whenever the heroes are in a bad spot and All Might shows up, it's plus Ultra. And now that Shigaraki showed up for the villains, it's plus Ultra because he's their savior. So we still have Ujiko rubbing it in everyone's face that victory is ours. I wonder how long that's gonna last. So then we have Deku going the highest percent he's ever gone, 45%. And don't say 1,000,000% was his highest percent, because it wasn't. It really wasn't, but he goes 45% and he uses St. Louis Smash. And what he does is he blows back a whole bunch of debris with the Air Force he made, letting it so the people behind him didn't get hit by it. So we kind of have Bakugo and Deku taking charge here, with Bakugo saying get these people moving and Deku saying everyone run. And we also have Burning calling for Endeavor. I don't think Endeavor could pick up the phone right now. He's a little busy saving Miriko and trying to get out the hospital as the king. So Endeavor's not dead, she's just calling him and he's not answering for obvious reasons. And that's where the chapter ends off. So now onto my thoughts. So there's a lot to unpack in this chapter. One thing that is really concerning is how are the pro heroes going to stop this? I think it was kind of foreshadowed that we need Eraser to stop this because Crust literally gave up his life to save Eraser. But besides that, that's literally the only way I could think that they could stop Shigaraki's quirk, because besides that, what are you going to do? Unless you take a lot of flying heroes to go in there and try to slap Shigaraki, but wouldn't they just get erased at that point? Because Shigaraki can literally just touch them and erase them. And we don't know how many other quirks he has or what he has after this surgery that was performed on him. He now has All for One, so I think it's time for Deku to unlock a new quirk. And what quirk is that? That is Nana Shimore's quirk, the grandmother of Shigaraki. And I think the quirk would be useful because one, it allows him to float so that he can't get hit by the decay that's everywhere, and then it would allow him to make other people float so that they could get away from the decay. Think about it, all of his classmates and stuff like that, they can't get away from this quirk because it's just gonna decay everything. And I don't think that Horikoshi is gonna start killing off class 1A students. Hopefully we don't have a class 1A death. But if Deku gets his quirk, he'll be able to make everyone float just like Nana did to All Might when she was having her last battle. So I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen, and hopefully we don't see more pro heroes die. I said there was gonna be a lot of deaths, and I think that's what they're setting up for. So we're gonna have to wait till next chapter to see what happens, and I'm really excited. And if you guys want me to cover more My Hero, let me know. If this video gets over 20 likes, I'll be sure to cover the next chapter of My Hero Academia, which comes out May 31st. You guys could check these chapters out on Viz.com, and they're actually for free. So they put the new chapters on Viz for free. You guys can go check them out there. Make sure to support the official release. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are liking My Hero Academia, and I want you guys to have a good day and peace.